Hello all and welcome to Soulstorm LP, of course a game operator and narrator Soul. Welcome to Rift Breaker. This is a game I've been watching for a little while and just finally got my hands on. And I've got maybe about 16 hours grand total gameplay into the game itself. And I figured, hey, it'd be kind of a cool thing to share with everybody. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and fire up a campaign. We're going to do a new campaign. We're going to do it on normal difficulty, just so I don't confuse it with my own personal game. Go ahead and style that up that way. Hit the start button and get the ball rolling.
Riftbreaker Ashley reporting successful jump procedure.
Roger that. Begin field-based setup.
Houston, I've spotted something near the LZ. It's closing in.
So, as we go along, story should reveal that we are actually on a scouting mission for the rest of Earth, trying to find a new planet to colonize, as Earth is no longer capable of supporting human life. The bonus side is they gave us a sweet mech suit to go ahead and do this in.
Rift jump successful. All systems check. Gravitational strength 1.05 G. Atmospheric pressure within safe levels. Magnetic field check. Error. Repeat magnetic field check with stationary equipment. Star system positioning check. Milky Way galaxy. Sycorax belt. Planet Galatea 37. Ashley, we have arrived.
Welcome to Galatea 37, Mr. Riggs. It's so beautiful here. Virtual simulations on Earth were good, but this is amazing. An alien tropical paradise, and we're the first humans to experience it.
I'm not exactly human. You have a few parts missing as well. And the paradise part is also left to be determined. Remember your training, Ashley. We should set up a base as soon as possible.
You could at least pretend to be human. Just a bit. But you're right. There's no going home until we can construct a functioning rift station. Let's start with the basics.
All right.
Construct a headquarters building to secure our presence here. It will allow me to reconstruct if my armor is destroyed.
Gee. Like that. Whatever the heck
We don't
that
have
was, it
enough
just up and
carbonium
hit us
to
really
build
hard.
an HQ. Let's scout for a deposit and set up our base close to it. We need to move quick. It's probably a matter of time before the natives spot us.
Natives have already spotted us. I gotta lie, Ashley, I poked the bear for some odd reason on the side. That was terrible. Alright, so what we're gonna be doing first, we'll spend a little bit of time wandering around, seeing if we can find a nice location where we can set up our original base. And what this base is going to be is essentially a headquarters section. So anything and everything we do is going to be coming right on back to this location. So while we would like to find an ideal spot, technically speaking, any spot is going to be good because we're going to be building up. Now, the bonus side is that we seem to start right next to some dirty water, some muddy water. Good source of cleaning water once we get it refined, and we also have access to sludge right off the bat, which is something that once we spend some time doing a little bit of research, we can actually turn into fuel, and then we can set up some reactors, so getting extra power, and extra flame fluid for our towers. Not too bad. But our main focus is going to be deposits such as carborinium here, which is going to be the base essence of all of our building material, and our rhodium, which is the orange deposit on the map.
Resources to construct a headquarters building.
Finally. Let's place it close to a carbonium deposit. This will help us speed up resource production.
And to be 100% honest, just from what I can see right now, might not be a bad starting. our build menu. Grab our headquarters.
Headquarters
drop
construction is in progress. This is going to be our main base of operations on Galatea 37, our new home.
We have to protect this building at all costs. You will be teleported here whenever I am critically damaged. There is no other backup if this building is destroyed.
That's basic training, Mr. Riggs. Let's focus on the less obvious things.
I am required to remind you of basic protocol, even if we've done this before.
Even better, there's a
We need to
geothermal vent
expand
just
the
to the south of
base.
our main base.
Let's build a carbonium factory to do the digging for
Not
us.
bad, not bad.
Yes, we've got much more interesting things to do. Let's automate this.
We'll set up an automated factory, or mining factory. This should actually save us a lot of time. And we're gonna have to do a lot of manual digging right off the bat. Once this does get set up, though, it should increase our material flow drastically and free us up to other fun things. Of course, I'm gonna need to build some power.
Our base will require huge amounts of power to operate. Right now, we can only construct some basic power plants. Wind turbines and carbonium power plants.
Wind turbines are less effective, but they work around the clock. Carbonium power plants are very effective, but they use up the deposits that they are placed on.
In the beginning, it's best to use a combination of these power sources. We can balance energy peaks and shortages by storing excess energy in energy storages. Also, remember to connect all buildings to the power grid using energy connectors. They connect all buildings within their area of operation, even if power lines are not visible. Ashley, I'm sure that our presence will not go unnoticed. We should build up our base as quickly as possible.
So, as we're going into
Standard
nightfall
protocol
here,
advises
solar
us
panel
to set
plants are
up
not
walls and
going to
sentinel
do us any
towers around
good.
the base. However, I don't expect as much aggression from the native fauna as in the simulations.
So far, it looks like the long-range quantum scans were very accurate. The local fauna and flora appear almost exactly like during training. Follow the protocol, Ashley.
The environment in the simulation was very accurate, that's true. But the scenario was crafted by Riftbreaker Command. They usually focus on the brute force aspect of these missions.
Do you want to run a brute force check if this is a simulation?
You never give up, do you?
Do you?
Okay, Mr. Stubborn. I guess it won't hurt to set up some solid defenses, just in case.
Thank you, Captain Novak.
You're welcome, Mr. Riggs.
We do have an incoming attack coming in here in 6 minutes. Try and stay on top of that one. Yeah. Need a steady flow of power because we are going to need
Not enough
towers.
carbonium.
Iridium probably wouldn't be a miss either. Now, the downside with wind power is it fluctuates a fair bit. The downside of solar is it's more effective during the day, but at night, of course, you get nothing from it. So it's the catch-22 when it comes down. Unfortunately, our power is fluctuating a fair bit. Probably going to have to try and stay on top of this as possibly can. Mainly with wind power. I will set up some solar fields as well so that we can help balance everything out. And we'll set up some energy collectors and energy batteries too. So that way we can actually store the excess energy we make. And keep that on hand for emergency situations, like, say, getting suddenly jumped by a whole bunch of monsters. I'll do 10 by 10. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and we're a little shy on this one. I thought I'll just sneak in and do some manual drilling. But our energy levels are going up. Great. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 wind generators. That should be good enough for now. Now, as far as the main base goes, we should actually build some defenses around the main system itself. Because again, this is going to be our most important structure. If we lose this, it's game. We'll not be able to build another. Unlike outposts, which we get access to later on. Still a little shy Carboni. Probably thinking about maybe setting another mine over here. That'd be a bad idea. Don't be too alarmed by that. That was a natural little phenomenon. Goes on around the area. Just in case I need to get out of there. Meteors do come in from time to time and do hit the ground. Sometimes near base, sometimes far enough away where it doesn't really bother you.
Ashley, I strongly advise you to construct an armory. It will allow us to craft new weapons and upgrades, and also manufacture field repair kits, as well as other usable items.
And it will produce more ammunition for your guns. Yes, that is an important building.
That is actually a very important building too, by the way. As we started out, of course, I was using my machine gun, which, as you can see, has only got 67 rounds left in it. That does not get replenished until I build an armor. Now, granted, I do have access to a secondary weapon. That was the wrong
I
one.
don't have enough AI cores to support any more defensive towers. You will need to construct additional AI hubs to expand our defenses. Remember to build more power plants before you do that. AI hubs consume a lot of energy.
They do. I do have a secondary weapon, which is a charge blaster. Fires as fast as I can pull the trigger, and if I hold down the button, it does charge up and actually deliver a significantly more damaging shot. And that's set to infinite for ammo. So, in case I run out of bullets, that's going to be exactly what we're going to be switching to. As far as everything else, we are going to have to try and set up iridium, or ironium, my bad, and another carbonite mine. Now, the armory and the AI cores both require more ironium than what I thought. Yes, significantly. Technically speaking, I'm going to be better off just building a...
Build more storage facilities.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Riggs. I will be better off building an armory first, that way I can get AI core first. So I can get my additional towers set up before the attack comes in. Kind of what's going to be more important for me. Hoping it's not coming from this side, but if it does, then I am going to be very grumpy and very upset. Put that there. Get another 10 windows set up. That should offset our power demands for a new AI system. It is quite demanding. Where should I build my other gun? Case back here. We'll build them at the main hub.
I'm detecting a large group of creatures heading towards our position. It looks like our presence is being noticed. Ashley, we don't have a lot of defensive structures. Prepare to fight.
I guess you were right about setting up more defenses. We'll have to handle this ourselves. Remember to use repair kits if necessary.
I have enough set up. Coming from the north. All right, perfect. I think we'll be fine. Meantime, still don't have enough iron. Need to start setting up mines up here. Start doing this automated so I can free me up for everything else. There we go. just like that. Now, the downside is, too, until that armory is built, I actually can't replenish any ammunition. So my towers will eventually run. Start working on Ironium automated, shall we?
Ashley, are you still skeptical about the local creature's level of aggression?
I'm skeptical about the procedures for prepping this planet for colonization. Humanity lost its love for nature after the Yellowstone eruption. But that doesn't mean we shouldn't try to preserve this ecosystem.
Earth is barely habitable at this point. We have to secure Galatea 37 for colonization and resource extraction as soon as possible. Excessive care about the local environment is unnecessary.
That's not entirely true. Other rift-breaking missions have already secured a number of resource-rich planets for humanity. We're not on the brink of extinction.
Our goals on this mission are clear, and our survival and security is the top priority. Damage to the ecosystem is inevitable. You wanted to come here yourself, and you knew what has to be done. Are you doubting the mission?
I know what has to be done. That's not the point. Galatea has to be prepared for colonization. I don't doubt that. If I didn't come here myself, then someone else would have. I believe that we can do this in a better way. We have to defend ourselves and secure the necessary resources to set up the Rift Station. But we don't have to destroy all the wildlife we encounter. Humanity doesn't need another stripped-down factory world. If we want to progress as a species, then we should study this planet and learn how to blend with the environment and prepare a safe home for humanity.
And then they're still going to try and kill us. That's how that one goes. But very admirable. Set up our secondary mine. Looks like we're actually running low on power, so we'll have to offset
It looks like we have the base up and running. If you'd like to construct more advanced buildings, you'll have to upgrade the headquarters building. Unfortunately, this process also emits a lot of high-frequency energy waves.
These creatures are clearly drawn to our energy emissions, so it will be like an alarm bell for them. We should strengthen our defenses before upgrading the HQ.
Build more storage facilities.
I'm working on it, Mr. Riggs. I'm working on it. Now, of course, at some point in the future, we will be replacing a lot of this power generation with more advanced stuff. But for now, this is what we got. She ain't pretty, but she's mine. Additionally, we'll make sure that all of our resource deposits are actually properly defended. There's going to be absolutely no need for me to actually enter these areas. Not even for repairs. I actually have a tool that will allow me to do repairs to structures over a large area. As long as I can keep everything out. Put some towers up to defend the situation. Defend locations. Yeah. As you just outpost, I think 4 guns apiece would probably just. Fortunately, we are still running very shy on resources. Don't have our numbers up just yet. That will work. Alright, immediate resources locked down. Go ahead and do a little scouting, shall we, while we wait for our doors to go back up. Ironium. Carbonium here. Gotcha. Grab a little bit more manually, and we'll head it back to base, build an armory, and then start working on our storage. And getting ready for our upgrade. Go ahead.
Carbonium storage is full. We should construct more storage buildings.
Yes, I am working. So let's go ahead and build an armory, shall we? The armory will drop right here. defensive walls around it. Just in case. I want to build this over just a little bit more this way. This is going to be the most trying time of any brand new game. Trying to figure out the best way for base. Unfortunately, it's not all going to be. As far as energy storage goes, what we can do. Batteries all over on this side. Still give me room to move through. Go to my headquarters if needed, and then come back around and leave. Set up.
Armory construction finished.
If
We
needed.
can now use it to craft new items. It will also automatically manufacture ammunition for my weapons.
Beauty. So as you can see right here, we have green number 4s, green 1, sorry, and a red number 1. The red is what's being taken. So the armory is actually taking some of our materials to go ahead and resupply our towers and our onboard weapons. It's perfect. Exactly what we did. What else should we need to do? We probably need to start focusing a little bit what we can craft. So with the armory build, we can actually build our own brand new weapon systems, melee systems, and abilities for our men. As you can see, it does require some material. We're actually going to craft orbital bombardment right now.
Crafting completed.
And then we're going to go to our equip screen. Drop orbital bombardment down right on ability menu. This, oh my goodness, this is a wonderful weapon system. Great for when you're being overwhelmed. Absolutely good. Set up. We do need to do an upgrade. The upgrade is going to require 500 of everything, so we don't have enough on us as is. So, next thing we're going to have to do is we're going to have to build a storage facility. We're actually going to go back this way. Wall here, just to cover our backside in case someone decides to rush us. And as you can see, the build area actually stops right around here, so perfect. Right on the edge of the map. Put a gate through here anyways, just in case we can slide through and grab something from the side. Focus our build areas going further south.
Ironium storage is full. Build more storage facilities.
Probably want to go ahead and build at least one more row wind turbine. Not quite enough. This will supply us with the power we need for both the upgrade and the new storage facility. Play our cards right. Oh, we're not playing our cards right. Not playing our cards right. Clean up a little bit further south. Maybe bring the train into play down here. And yes, this is going to be a very large base at some point. But for now, we're trying keep it very local. Geothermal will be there. I will leave us enough room for a few more stretches. Power generation if we do need it. Hook these up to the grid. And yes, I'm being a little bit greedy on my storage, but I want these to fill up as quickly as possible. Or not quickly as possible, but have a very large backlog of materials on hand, because we're going to need it. I need it sooner rather than later. As far as this area goes, might just extend this out further this way. Not that one. Have myself a little bit of a walking path through here, the outside of the base. Potentially.
The wind is picking up speed. Loose objects are starting to fly.
We are sitting at 85 generation right now.
Wind speed is at an exceptional high. Wind turbine efficiency is at maximum.
Beauty. That'll fill our storage up real quick. Speaking of, we have just enough room here. About 2 rows. AI code. We're gonna need more power stuff. We'll drop another 4 over here, this side. And that should very quickly, as long as they get built. Now let's wander a little further south of the base and have a look. We've got some resources down this way. See how many more friends we can make. Get out of here. Whoop. That didn't help. Well, since we got the factory to build more ammunition, might as well use it. We have some more carbonium down here. A little further away from the base than I would like, but it is closer than the other deposit.
Wind speed is returning back to typical values. Wind turbine efficiency returning to normal.
Look at these guys cleaned out. Probably drop a very small mine down. Hope that's going to up. But we shall see. Grid while we're here. There we go. Since we got some room, why not throw it down here just in case? Towers set up. It's not completely defenseless. We'll probably go ahead and put some more power generation in. Again, not ideal, not the best power generating devices we have, but they do work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, so it will suffice. being said, I think it's time for an upgrade. So, this is going to cause a very strong attack to be drawn to our location. If everything goes well, it will come on the side where we have most of our guns. If not, then we're going to have to build and move some more guns around. But we'll see. Hey, looks like we got pretty lucky.
Upgrade in progress. This will attract a lot of attention.
We should reinforce our defenses as much as we can. Things are going to get very hot very soon.
We'll take a chance and say there's probably going to be a need for additional guns at this outpost. Potentially even at this outpost. And then we need more AI. Actually,
I
I'm
am
going to
glad
drop
we
this
are
over
back
here
on the
as well.
same page about properly securing our base.
We can't save this world if we let it kill us. Hey, Mr. Grumpy?
Why do you insist on calling me names?
I hope you're not offended. Are you?
No, that would be inefficient.
Come on, Riggs. Let's not be so serious. I had to give you a better name than what they called you.
Rift Jump and Exploration Megasuit Mark IV Griffin variant. What is wrong with that name?
It's inefficient.
Gotta love the back. The power link there just in case. Could offset our new node. Not offset it enough so we can get maybe one more down. Power draw on this one, 20 a second. Could be good enough for 2.
I can sense the ground shaking. I estimate a few thousand creatures running at our base. They are very close. Prepare yourself, Ashley.
We've made all the preparations that we could. Let's go out and meet them.
Just a few thousand, eh? That'll be fine. Energy blaster, now lose our machine gun. Get out of here. Sometimes you just gotta get your hands a little dirty. Oh, grab some more.
We should start downloading new blueprints so we can construct more advanced buildings and items. Build a communications hub as soon as possible.
Okay, let's remember to build some additional power plants for it. It consumes a lot of energy.
Threat neutralized.
This will buy us some time until the next attack. Let's check what's new after the HQ upgrade.
Ooh, that wasn't too bad. We just lost one wall. And now as for the repair, as you can see, we have a large area block we can use. Repair multiple buildings at once, as long as we have the resources. Actually doing just fine. All right, now for research. How much are we going to need for our research? Requires 50 a second. I can actually build one right now.
Communications hub construction in progress. We can download all the technology blueprints that we need through this building's quantum entanglement template matrix.
It's a pity that we can't upload anything back to Earth. There's so much data to be gathered here. I can't wait to start collecting research specimens.
We will be able to share all of our research data as soon as the Rift Station is operational and the rift back to Earth has been opened. Let's focus on that first.
Whatever you say. What else do we have to have in the immediate area? Any other resources we could probably grab? Maybe, say, another Ironium mine. That's a little closer than the one that's currently on the map right now. Another Carbonium.
It's getting cloudy. It looks like it's going to rain.
It's a long ways away.
This rain is harmless to our base, but it decreases solar panel efficiency until it stops.
Carbonium. And Iridium, not exactly very plentiful on this map.
Carbonium storage is full. We should construct more storage buildings.
At all. Wow. Okay, well, I guess that other deposit is going to be the one we're going to have to focus on. Get out of here. Oh. And he brought the brick. That's alright, I got bullets from those guys, too. Ooh. Oh. There we go. Shield drop, but we're still good.
The
Alright.
communications hub construction finished. We can now use it to download new technologies.
Get that set up. And of course, there's going to be no power to it. But first things first. Alright, I got 6 towers. There's our 6. And just in case, that should actually power it.
New
Good.
communications hub is operational. We can use it to download new technologies.
We should start downloading new technologies as soon as possible. Our loadout for the Rift Jump included only some basic blueprints.
Alright, let's see if we got enough power. We have 170 plugged into the grid now. Already going to town. Very nice. Headed. That's all repaired. Let's wander right on back and have a look at our communication hub and see what we get. We would really like fancy shiny new. Alright, so right off the bat, we do have access to base and buildings, weapons and equipment, and alien research. Now, alien research requires gene samples of everything else that we're fighting, plant samples and the such. We need certain levels of those in order to unlock some of these things. For example, in order to research this, we have to complete a campaign objective. This requires energy weapons standard to unlock. This requires familiarity level 1 of fungus, Cristallo luteus to unlock. So we need to fire out and scan some trees. Oops. Get on back into the menu. In the meantime, what do we have access to? What can we build? Build biomass. Energy, level 1. This one seems to be running right off of meat. So the more animals we kill, the more biomass, animal biomass will accumulate and we put into the generator and generate some power. Have access to radars, repair facilities, ammo storage, and tower ammo facility, which is great to have. Sentinel towers level 2. Communications hub level 2, headquarters level 3, and building level cap increase for communication hubs. So that allows us to build 2. This also gives us a cobalt detector, which is great, because we're going to need cobalt for some of the upgrades, and an orbital scanner. Don't really have access to a whole lot of things, especially nothing for power generation. Shame. Not totally unexpected. So what do we... Over 2. Geothermal is way down here. This is what we need to get unlocked and then upgraded in order to access geothermal. And a few other things to go with geothermal as well. We also get access to gas power plants, biocomposter, and gas filtering plants, which is great for that sludge pond I was talking about earlier. Creative laboratories, and then we have titanium, palladium, and uranium mining. So for right now, we're just going to grab cobalt detector. I'm going to grab our level 2 upgrades. I'm going to grab our sentinel tower upgrades, because we're going to need those. Grab our storage and repair facilities, and we're going to have a look at our weapons and what we get access to. Get flamethrowers, mines, grenade launchers, spears, hammers, battle fists, grenades, dodge rolls, radar pulses, and reflective armor. I'm going to grab reflective armor. That'd be very beneficial to us. And we'll stick with the sword for now. Focus on our buildings. Yeah. And there we go. Now, each one of these things do take real life time to research, and that does get decreased the more upgraded scanners you have or the more structures you have for increased download speed. So just think of it like regular internet as far as I'm concerned. Yeah. All right, so in the meantime, with that bubbling away, probably worry about what we can do for building a rift station. This is the big rift that can connect planets in different parts of the galaxy and open a rift back to Earth. So this is going to be our second most important structure. And as you can see, it requires a few things we don't have, which at some point we're going to get the material for, but for now, not so. Ideally,
Ashley, now that the basic base setup is complete, we should start working on our primary objective, constructing an interplanetary rift station. It is going to take a long time to build, so we should start working on it as soon as possible.
That's true. It's a massive building with multiple components and pipeline connections for plasma fuel and coolant. It's going to be the central structure in our base, with multiple support buildings, so we should plan a lot of free space around it. Let's start by placing the foundation.
all right, foundation first, eh? Now let's do a little bit of spring cleaning up, shall we? We're going to extend the base out this direction. As you can see, there's actually natural structures with beneficials for defense. We're not going to trim them down. Maximize what we get. And this will just be a little defensive. Not much but guns. Did give us the ability to maybe put a rift station over on this side. Out of the way. Like so.
Construction of the Rift Station's foundation is in progress. Congratulations, Ashley. This milestone marks the beginning of the next chapter of our mission on this planet.
You sometimes sound a bit like Colonel Nordstrom. Do you know that?
I received additional instructions on how to motivate you and keep your spirit high during this mission. They were indeed written by Colonel Nordstrom and revised by Admiral von Blofeld. Would you like me to read what I was instructed to tell you for this occasion?
Oh, please do, Mr. Riggs. This is exactly what I wanted to hear after traveling halfway through the galaxy. Your blueprints
Captain Novak, you were selected for the rift jump to Galatea 37 as an exceptional individual. You are amongst the elite of Earth's expeditionary forces. During your services with the Extraterrestrial Science Corps, You have time and again shown courage, bravery, and an unflinching willingness to sacrifice yourself to complete your objectives. You are destined.
Okay, that's a nice speech. It sounds very uplifting. But they didn't read my bio very well.
What do you mean?
The sacrifice part.
Do you mean the Orion mission? You were working without me back then.
Yes, that and a few other things.
Do you want me to read further motivational pieces?
That's enough of Colonel Nordstrom. Let's skip the military pathos and stick to your original programming. We've got a planet to explore.
Roger that, Ashley. I am archiving all of the motivational speeches.
Oh, good. Little bedtime story. Wonderful. Looking forward. All right, so we do have a base that's set up for our base now. We'll build in it, populate it, make it our own. First things first, we have run right out. Current room for our wind farm. If we do have the chance to go solar, I would like to almost go ahead and skip solar and go to geothermal. But that's going to take a little bit of time. As you can see,
Research completed.
we did get a cobalt detector set up, which is great. But this is going to be the next thing we need, and that's going to be about a minute 30. By pressing spacebar, we get access to our cobalt detector. And what this does, it just scans for anomalies. We'll find them, dig, pull them up, see what we get. Sometimes we get cobalt. If we're really lucky, it might be a cobalt location right here. If we get lucky. Chances of us getting that lucky are pretty slim. Oh. Get away. Let's see what we get.
The construction of the Rift Station Foundation has been completed. We need to construct all of the Rift Station components before we can start powering up the portal.
The Rift Station has 3 main components that require a lot of rare resources to be built. The Fusion Field Accelerator requires enriched uranium. The Hyperparticle Condenser requires palladium. And the Quantum Gate Stabilizer, which requires titanium. We haven't found any traces of these elements near our base.
These resources might not be present anywhere near our location. We should construct an orbital scanner to start scouting for interesting locations around the entire planet. It will allow us to establish precise coordinates for long-range rift jumps around the planet.
That's going to
We don't
give
have
us
the required
access to the
schematics
rest
to
of the
build an
planet.
orbital scanner. We have to download the orbital scanning technology through the communications hub.
I'm working on it, Ashley. I'm working on it.
Ashley, I'm detecting a sudden change in air humidity and wind speed. A fog is forming up. Carbonium storage is full. Build more storage facilities.
All right.
It's hard to see anything in this fog. It's also affecting our solar panels and wind turbines. We have to wait it out.
Time for an upgrade.
Headquarters upgrade in progress. This will attract a lot of attention.
We have some time before the attack. Let's strengthen our defenses.
Not much else to strengthen. So they're both be coming back this way again. Don't have much I can really do. Especially with the fog rolling in and screwing up the power generation. Which is unfortunate, but expected. Two more AI cores and we'll head up to our farthest outpost and gear it up. Bit better than what we were doing. Just a little bit better than what it is. I would literally turn this to a battle fortress, which is fine. Really need that fog to get out of here really, really quick. There we go. Now it's starting to go.
The fog is gone. Base efficiency is back to normal.
Still in the red. What you can do about it now?
My sensors are picking up multiple groups of hostile creatures approaching our base.
Okay, we're ready for them.
Where you at? Do this. Come on. There you are.
Base is under attack.
Save our onboard ammunition as much as possible. Mainly because we want the factory to focus on resupplying the power. We will, however, use our very lovely orbital bombardment skill. Let the towers do the hard work.
Threat neutralized.
This will buy us some time until the next attack.
There we go.
Let's check what's new after the HQ upgrade.
The improved headquarters building can support more communication hubs. If we want to download new technologies faster, then we should construct as many of them as possible.
Kind of exactly what I was going for there, Mr. Riggs.
Ironium storage is full. Build more storage facilities.
Now we can also level it up. Which is just a wonderful thing. Did not check to see the power requirements for the upgraded. Energy is going to be 100 a second. Oh, this is going to get very, very painful very, very quickly.
Research completed.
Where's our Geo? We don't have Geo. There's our Geo. There's liquid metal material storage. I'm going to bounce that one right to the very top. 4 minutes to do. That should give us access to the gas power plants. The Geo's in there as well. Drop that down a hair. Yeah. And then we put these geothermal vents to good use. So what do we do for power in the meantime? I do some solar feed. Yes. Oh, no, not there. Get out of there. Through with everything. Oh God. Now these are only going to be temporary.
It looks like the weather is calming down. Wind is getting slower.
Only temporary, but it should boost us right back.
The wind is
to
very
green.
slow today. Wind turbine efficiency is not going to be that great.
There we go. Charge the batteries in the daytime, and the nighttime run off the charge itself. Yeah, just like that. And we got a little bit of time left. See how bad the power draw is here. Not too bad, but man, talk about a difference in research time, eh? For example, this was... the Sentinel Towers were like 8 minutes away. Now they're only about 4 minutes. Perfect. Beauty. Beauty. And we can do bio, and we can do... like, we do both plant-based and animal-based bio factories. Our downside is you have to constantly either be pruning or gain yourself the ability to farm or set up an automatic farm.
A new
Biological
technology has been developed.
New buildings are
plants,
available for construction.
or then having to go and be extremely proactive when it comes down to finding enemies and killing them. You're gonna get your biomass. So. We have water tanks, pipes, pumps, water filtration facilities. This renewable energy is done. We're actually going to set ourselves up. Geothermal here. Excuse me. And we'll set up a couple water filtration facilities and a bunch of tanks over here to store the water. We will be using the water for
Wind is picking
future
up
things.
again.
At the moment, we don't actually have anything that does require the use of water.
Research completed.
Like, say, for example, nuclear power plants. Those require water to keep everything cool. Feed that into there. Actually, we're going to get our gas just below our renewable energies. That way we can get this geothermal vent up and running, and this sludge pond just outside our gates running and working for us. Excellent. Actually, I'm going to start setting this. So these pumps only work in a certain direction. And they have an area of effect on them that actually restricts other pumps from working in that specific area. You have to try and plan accordingly as to where you're going to line everything. Ideally, we want to try and get as many pumps in here as we possibly can. If we get lucky, is room, no hots. Unfortunate. It's only 3 pumps, but that'll be enough. As far as I can tell, there was no restrictions on the amount of flow coming through these pipes. At least I can see. We'll filter this back in. We're gonna have to
A
safely
new
process
technology
our
has been developed.
New buildings are available for
sludge,
construction.
the fuel, without having to worry about having to set up another set of guns. So,
Ironium storage is full. Build more storage facilities.
all right. That being said, too, geothermal is now ready. Set this up over the vent. Now, this cleans up about 100 mud a second. This geothermal to produce 100 mud a second. So, gotta do 1 for 1. Dirty water goes in, clean water comes out. And we gotta find a way to store it so we can use it. That's where these tanks go. We better make sure there's power to the pumps as well. There we go. It's plugged into the same grid. Oh, better be. Why are you not producing? This is 200 energy a second and 100 mud a second. Well then, if you want to be grumpy about it, I have no problem dropping in another.
A new technology has been developed.
New buildings are available for construction.
There. Oh, you're so confusing me sometimes. Geothermal should be running the entire time. Sure, you're on the same grid. Perfect. Talk a little bit about our gas. So this facility gas filtering plant will actually produce flammable gas at 25 a second.
Carbonium storage is full.
Biocomposter also
We should
produces
construct more storage
flammable
buildings.
gas, which is great. Which is a wonderful thing for water and biomass.
A new technology has been developed.
New
Now
buildings
that we
are
have
available for
something that
construction.
actually does require water, we might have to go ahead and set up a different style facility here. But that'll be in the next episode. In the meantime, thank you very much for coming on out and checking out Riftbreaker with me. If you like what you saw, don't forget to give the like button a hit. If you really like what you saw and want to support the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We're going to try and make this more of a normal thing than coming down on YouTube instead of just doing live streams. So hopefully this will be a thing that everyone might be interested in the future. In the meantime, have yourselves a good one. Take care, everybody, and I'll see you in the next video.